What's good, it's your boy DJ Delz. Welcome to a new podcast. I'm sorry about the delay. I just been kind of busy, and on top of that, every time I was about to record, there was a game coming on, like for the NBA Finals, and I wanted to wait, to the next day, and then after that, something came up, and then before you know it, the next game's coming, game 2, and then game 3, and then game 4. So game 6 was last night. It was incredible. I was like, I have to record a podcast before game 7. And here we are. Wow, what a game. The Cavs completely did their thing. What a performance. The Golden State Warriors are in trouble. They've got people that are injured on the team. Steph Curry was having foul trouble last night. Those last fouls was kind of BS. And he kind of spazzed out. He threw his mouth guard. Hopefully he doesn't get suspended for that. Because I remember, I forgot who it was. I think it was Haslam. He got suspended back a couple of years ago, I'm pretty sure, for throwing his mouth guard or something like that with the Miami Heat. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure that happened. So hopefully he doesn't get suspended. I doubt the NBA would do that. I mean, that would just totally take away from Game 7, the excitement and everything like that. But, the fouls toward the end was kind of BS. But the Cavs, They got caught with a couple of BS fouls. I remember Kevin Love, I think it was his third foul, was kind of bullshit. And whatever the case may be for people that are saying, oh, it's the refs. It was a blowout. It wasn't like it was a close game, At one point it was kind of a close game, but at the same time it wasn't, because they were down by like 9 or 10. Now, it's still not like that close of a game, even though it is when it comes to the Golden State Warriors, because they could just knock down 3 3-pointers, which they could do with no problem, and then that's it. It's a tie ball game. But at the end of the day, it was a blowout for the most part. I'm excited about this next game. I'm really, really excited. I'm sure everyone else is. And I'm rooting for the Cavs. I'm a fan of LeBron James. I'm a fan of Steph Curry. I just love the fact, though, that LeBron came back to the Cavs. And I want to see, that story end. Him going back home and winning that championship. To me, I am a big fan of a great story when it comes to sports. And I really want him to win that championship back home, and hopefully that happens. The Golden State Warriors are a young team. I'm sure they're gonna win plenty of more championships, but right now I'm all about the Cavs, man. I want the Cavs to win this, and I'm curious to hear your opinions. If you're listening on iTunes, or if you're listening on SoundCloud, or maybe you may be hearing some of these clips on YouTube, leave your comments and let me know. And please, if you're listening on iTunes, leave your feedback, leave that love, leave that feedback, rate the podcast. It really helps the show where more people could listen to it. So that is a major key, as Khaled would say, for everyone that wants that, as far as with iTunes. I actually have to come out of pocket to get the show on iTunes, which I don't mind doing, but, just show that love. That's all I ask, so we can try to get this out there more. And shout out to everyone that really kept asking me to please put this on iTunes, because that's why I got it on iTunes, for everyone that really wanted this on iTunes. Now, with that said, let's get into some Q&A, because I opened up my Instagram, which is at Team DJ Delz, to you all, and asked you guys a couple of times during the week, what do you guys want me to speak about? And I'm looking for the first post, because I asked about 3 times throughout the past week and a half, because I was about to record and then I didn't, so it just kept going back and forth with that. And we're gonna start off with Sneak Geeks 87. He writes, what model is the Saucony shoe you're collabing on? I am working on Grid 9000. It's the Grid 9000. Next we got from Los_official_. Did you watch NXT TakeOver The End? I did not. I've been super busy where I haven't had the chance to watch NXT. Just been really watching WWE and TNA Impact. I really like Impact lately, especially the whole Matt Hardy and Jeff feud that they got going on. It's hilarious. Brother Nero, if you watch, you know what I'm talking about. It's really entertaining. It's so bad that it's good, It's as far as that feud with Matt Hardy, this whole personality that he got going on now, this new character. It's a lot of fun, and I try to watch Lucha Underground. NXT, I'll probably start watching again soon. I've just been super hectic. I've been working on a bunch of other stuff, so, unfortunately, I haven't had the time to. But as far as like with WWE, we got the pay-per-view coming. My predictions for that is, let me think. I forgot all the matches off top, but I'm hoping Kevin Owens wins. I could also see Dean Ambrose winning Money in the Bank and then cashing in with Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. I think that may happen. I could really see that happening. They keep, putting the three of them together and keep like bringing up all these old Shield memories. So I could see something like that being thrown out there where Dean wins, gets Money in the Bank, and then cashes in that same night. So I could see that happening, and we'll see. And as far as with AJ Styles versus John Cena, I'm sure AJ Styles will win, and then they'll have a rematch, and John Cena will win. It's going to be kind of like when John Cena and Kevin Owens had their thing. Cena first put over Kevin Owens, and then it went back, where John Cena gets his rematch and wins. So those are my predictions with that. Next we got from Charm City Sneakerhead. Why do you think the metallic navy ones did not sell? They made enough pairs. That's really what it came down to, where everyone that wanted them got them. I think that's such a classic colorway. Like, it's an original colorway. Hasn't released since it first came out. And they made tons of pairs, which was great because I would have been pissed if I wasn't able to get that. That was the shoe that I really, really wanted, and I got as far as with releases this year. Next we got from Foozy Tube, writes, any luck with Adidas? Confirmed. No, not at all. Then he writes, thoughts on the upcoming Bread ones. I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. I love that damn shoe, And it's crazy because I cannot find my pair of Bread ones. I've been going through every single pair of shoes and I cannot find my pair of Bread ones. Like, it's missing. Man, I swear, I am going crazy because anyone that is ever in my place would never steal. So I'm like wondering, where the fuck is this pair of shoes? I'm looking everywhere for it. Everywhere. I hope I didn't leave it while I was on vacation or something, because I usually bring Bread ones with me when I'm on vacations or I'm traveling. But I just cannot find this one pair of shoes anywhere. And I know where all my shoes are except this one pair. So I'm really looking forward to getting a new pair of them now that they're MIA. And hopefully this will be a shoe that's released like the metallics where there's tons of pairs. Only time will tell. Next we got from Los Official. How do I feel about the release of the 750s? I thought it sucked. I wasn't able to get my pair, so, Adidas release with that sucked, I haven't been able to get one pair of those for this show, It's really annoying, really, really annoying. I don't feel like I'm owed anything for, always showing love to Adidas, but it just pisses me the fuck off that I've been, able to always review Adidas shoes for over, I would say, 8 or so years on YouTube, and I cannot get a pair to review now, and that sucks. As I said, I don't feel like I'm entitled to have a pair of them. For anyone that's listening that's working for Adidas, because there's a good possibility someone from Adidas is listening, because Adidas does rock with me, but it's amazing how, because this is a Kanye West shoe, I can't get my damn hands on a pair to feature on my YouTube show, So that's whack, So I'm not happy with that. We'll make one of the models, accessible for people. You're charging $300 and somewhat on it. Make more pairs of them, I mean, come on. You're making money off of it. It's an expensive shoe. Make more pairs of one colorway, But whatever. Adidas is on that Nike BS, Adidas would never be like that back in the days, like with Run DMC, back in the days, Adidas would never be like that, you know what I mean? This is that new BS Adidas does. I'm sorry, but this is that new BS. They're on that new bullshit where they're gonna release small amounts to get people thirsty for their other products. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing. And it's working. Their sales are up so much. So, that's their whole game plan. Next we got from One Wavy writes, what do you think about the hype that continues to surround the Yeezy releases? I basically talked about that. E. Price the King writes, what would I like to see retro? I would love to see the Midnight Navy 6s retro. I need a new pair of them. That's what I need to come back out. FoozyTube writes again, going to SneakerCon LA, I wish. But unless I get an invite, I am not going. Unless I get an invite in a flight, then I'm not going because I'm not in LA, unfortunately. If I was in LA, I would. Next we got from Chillmatic98 writes, can you see Jordan Brand releasing more than one retro on the same day like they did with the Varsity Reds and the Navy 11 Lows? Yeah, I'm sure they will. Well, they are with the cigar pack, but, they usually always do that. I know what you're saying with all that, but I can see them doing that. They sold well. Next we got from Don HD. He writes, is this one of the best years for Jordan releases? A lot of old and classic J's. Keep up the great work. A pleasure watching you. Thank you, for real. I really appreciate that. And I hope that you're listening to this on iTunes and not, hoping to check this out on YouTube. I'm trying to keep the podcast on iTunes now, like how podcasts are usually, not on YouTube. So hopefully you're listening to this there. And everyone, please spread the word about my podcast being on iTunes and on SoundCloud. I really, really would appreciate that because I'm trying to, do this right and do this official. So, without you guys, there's nothing, You guys are the ones that listen, and I'm just trying to do my best to entertain and go through this and interact with you all and have some fun. Now, getting back to what he was saying, I don't know if this is the best year. It's a decent year, but I wouldn't say it's the best year. I mean, the Bread 12s released. That was awesome. I'm trying to think what else released. Nah. I think last year is better than this year so far. Because didn't the White Cement 4s release last year, or was that this year? I'm so confused with... The releases are there's no space between releases, so it's just every week there's a new release. Every week. I really don't like all these Jordan Lows they're releasing. That's the whole thing with me. I don't think it's that great, but I do like, some of the releases. The metallic ones, the Jordan 12s that released. They've had some pretty decent stuff that dropped, definitely. Alex writes, what's my thoughts on the 2017 lineup for Jordan Brand? Are you excited for anything? Love the videos. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. I can't even think of what's releasing next year. I apologize. I really can't even think of what is releasing next year. Damn, I wish you gave me some examples. I'm stuck on this year right now. I'm thinking about, the Space Jam coming out. I would like the Cool Gray 11s to release next year, though. I really would like that to happen. Next we got from Junior Fresh Prince writes, what do I think about Jordan Brand putting out other shoes and colorways such as Grape 6s, Hair 6s? I think it's okay if it's done properly. It's got to be done properly. I've seen a custom with a pair of Grape 6s and they look super dope. I would definitely want them. But, it's all about them executing properly and making it right. Because sometimes they make them look like crap. They do things wrong, So it's all about that, really. Retro Mike 28 writes, do you think they will retro any countdown packs? And will you be attending Soul Exchange in New Jersey in August? Holla at me, Soul Exchange. Maybe I'll shoot over there. And with the countdown packs, I'm sure it'll happen, but not for another 5 years. And he also writes, salute for the content that you keep putting out. I appreciate that. And next we got from Michael Francisco. He writes, if the Cavs win, will there be a championship pack for Kyrie and LeBron? I would love to see that. That would be dope. I love the Kyrie too. I think it's an excellent model. I think I've reviewed every colorway Kyrie's ever put out. I think I even put out reviews on Kyrie's shoes with Nike before I even had a signature shoe, the PEs they released. I've always supported Kyrie Irving. Like, I'm a huge fan of him, so I've always supported his releases on my show all the time. Don Head Honcho writes, how effing stupid was the Adidas Confirm app? I couldn't even use it because I was out of town and the city I was in didn't even have that shoe available. So, the whole thing is a bunch of crap, at the end of the day. You see this guy who's a reseller, he got 100 pairs of them, but I can't even get one, or you can't even get one pair. But this guy got 100 pairs of them, It is what it is. I'm not even going to, go there. No hate to the guy who's the reseller, too, because, he's hustling, and at the end of the day, who are you going to be mad at? You can't really be mad at the reseller at the end of the day because they're trying to get their money, and that's big money. It's different when you're people are buying a shoe that they're going to make $20 off of, but if you have the opportunity to cash in where you're making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars buying 100 pairs of Yeezys and being able to flip them, it does suck for us, but who should you be mad at? Him or the people that are actually selling it to them? And even Adidas for not being a little more stricter with things, because Adidas, if they're gonna release little amounts, they should be a little more stricter on the pairs. You know what I mean? That hit retailers, because it's really unfair for us consumers, and that's really whack. But for someone to be able to buy 100 pairs and flip them and make so much money, that's a lot of money. I can understand someone reselling a pair of Yeezys because you drop $300 or so. I forgot the retail price off top. It may even be under $300. I never bought a pair of $750, so I have no clue how much they cost. So, you buy a pair for whatever the cost is, and then you sell it for $1,500 to $2,000. That's huge. That's a lot of money, to flip, That's more than a flip. So, I don't blame people for, trying to get that paper, There's a market for it, fuck it, As much as I can't stand the reseller, making, $50 off a pair of shoes or $100, that shit is, to me, I don't get that. But when people are making that much money off a Yeezy, where you're getting back triple profit, if not quadruple, that's incredible, Next we got from Ballhard_D writes, how do you feel about the KD9, and do you think sales will be better compared to the KD8? Keep up the great work, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I know you were one person that wanted this on SoundCloud and iTunes too. I hope that you leave feedback. I really do. And comments. Because it helps the show. Not to call you out, but I just remember you always asking weekly, yo, put it on iTunes. So it's on. Show that love. The KD9 is way, way better than the 8. It will sell better. It's retail for $150. Definitely will sell better. It's a nice shoe. A lot of people thought that I was totally dogging the sneaker on my review, which I did. If you didn't see my review, just search DJ DELZ KD9 and I'll give you an honest, real deal review. A lot of people were thinking that I was totally not into the shoe. I like the shoe. It just reminds me a lot of a pair of Adidas, a couple of pairs of Adidas shoes that are out in the market now, the Crazy Light, Prime Knits, and the Lillards. So that was my whole thing. It seems it's not an original look. It looks like something else, and I'm not used to seeing that with Nike, But I do like the shoe. I don't hate the shoe. Next we got from Allison and Brandon writes, what do you think about the Kobe 11 Red Horse that released? Keep up the good work. Great videos. I think it's a dope pair of kicks, They sold out online pretty quick, but I think you can still find them at a lot of House of Hoop locations. So definitely look at your local House of Hoops. I like how on the back it kind of extends out on the back heel. That's pretty dope. And I like the color transition too. And I really like the Kobe 11 model. I really do. I feel like it's really comfortable shoe. Looks great on feet. The only thing is the price point's a little high, but at the end of the day, a lot of them you could find on sale if you just let them sit for a little bit. So, for people that don't want to drop that money right away, just be a little patient and wait, and a lot of those prices will drop except for like, the super limited one. Next we got from Pablo Garcia 134. He writes, what do I think about the Alpha Bounce that 2 Chainz debuted in Game 5 of the finals? Keep up the great videos. I appreciate that, man. And I thought they looked cool. I got to see them in person, but they look dope on feet. He also writes, what do I think about the shooting in Orlando? And do I have any gay family members or friends? Thanks. Of course, I felt the shooting was terrible. My prayers to everyone that lost someone out there, or people that got shot that are recovering, in the hospital. I definitely have you guys in my prayers. Females in my prayers. I just can't believe how messed up this world is. Like, to do such a thing, that's so heartless and just so evil, Why would you do something like that? How could you do something like that? I think that the dude definitely had some mental issues. I think also he probably was gay from what, his ex-wife was saying on the news. I took it like she thought he could possibly be gay. From what the news said, he was on some gay dating sites. And if I'm not mistaken, that one of the guys from the Paris shooting at that concert, he was caught on some gay sites too. And I don't mean that meaning in a negative way, caught, for anyone that is gay out there. Because I'm totally cool with, people that are gay. And I got love for everyone, It's a shame that people feel like they can't come out and be themselves because people won't accept them. And I think that may have been the problem with this guy, that, he couldn't come out because he may have felt like he could not come out because the people around him may not have accepted him. It seems like that could be the case. I'm just looking at it from outside in, I don't know the dude. And maybe he was kind of just so frustrated and he had so much anger inside about, him not being able to just live his life like others do, that maybe he just spazzed out, a combination of that and also mental illness. Plus, they were saying that, he was on the internet checking out all those terrorist sites and stuff like that, and he was down with a few of them things. That probably influenced him too, obviously, because he was like shouting them out. And I think when he made the call to the 911, he was like saluting whatever. And I think that these terrorist groups are grabbing gay people that are in the closet and they're manipulating them too, possibly. Because if you notice, there was that situation in Paris with that one dude where he was like going to the gay clubs or something like that, and he was on gay sites like this guy was. So maybe they're looking for people that are vulnerable and can't come out and are, kind of manipulating them to do these kind of things or just influence them. And I think that's a shame, man. I think that if you're gay, be gay, Be yourself. It's just sad to think there's people out there that just can't live their lives the way they want to live their lives because of other people in their life, They feel like they can't be accepted. And that's terrible. I mean, it's 2016, and I think most people are going to accept it, And as far as me, do I know people that are gay? Of course. I mean, I don't know how anyone doesn't know anyone that's gay nowadays. Do I hang out with anyone that's gay on a regular basis? I used to have these 2 chicks that were gay that I was friends with. And the only reason why I don't see them is we don't live near each other anymore. It has nothing to do with anything except that fact. And they were hella cool. But, besides that, like, I got love for everyone, man. And a lot of people may not realize it, but there's a lot of gay people in the sneaker community. There's a lot of gay people in every community, But when it comes to fashion and clothes and stuff like that, there's a lot of people in that kind of community, that are gay, And shout out to all my supporters out there, whether you're straight, gay, whatever the case may be, If you cool, then it doesn't matter what your sexual preference is in my book. That's all it comes down to. You either cool or you not, And then this dude also writes one more question. Do I like sushi or wings better? That's a tough one, man. Because, you know, I enjoy eating wings, especially like the real hot ones, and like trying to go through like an order of them when they're like super hot with some friends. It's always a lot of fun. But getting that sushi that's just so on point is just, oh man, so good. I gotta say it's a draw, man. I can't call it. You could throw pizza in the mix too with that. It's a three-way tie for me. It's my favorite food. Sushi, wings, pizza. That's my favorite food. Definitely pizza. And shout out to Currency and Wiz Khalifa. Currency was tweeting me, man, that we're like the next Ninja Turtles, the way we eat pizza, man. We love our pizza, man. Like good pizza. Like one thing with pizza gotta be good. Like if you can't make pizza good, you should not be allowed to make pizza. You know, I try pizza sometimes and it's so bad when it's outside in New York. But sometimes it's so good though in places outside New York. But like when you eat a slice of pizza and the bottom is like soft or moist, like the bottom of the pizza, the bottom of it should be, it should have a hard like bread kind of feel to it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Like it should be like that. It should not be like soft, you know, where you can stick your nail in there or something. People that make pizza like that, man, they shouldn't be allowed to make pizza. They should actually get fined. Just like wings. Buffalo wings should always be crispy. They should be well done and crispy. They should not have all that fat and that fucking like chewy skin. Oh God. If they bring me wings like that, I'll always say, hey, do you mind if you throw it back in the fryer for like another like 5 minutes? Like, cause it's really impossible to burn wings. So when I order my wings, I always tell them extra well done. If you feel like they're burning, leave them in there for a minute longer. Because wings will never burn, man. Trust me. So when you go to like any place, like from like Buffalo Wild Wings or like, you know, a wing spot. If you're from New York, you need to go to Candlelight Inn. That place is the bomb. The best wings over in the Yonkers, Scarsdale area on Central Avenue. Candlelight Inn, they got the best wings. Go there and order them well done, hot. Ah, it's so good, man. The sauce is banging. So good. But that's the key. That's like that major key. Like wings got to be extra crispy. The pizza, the bottom got to be kind of crispy on the bottom, you know. And with sushi, the food got to be fresh, you know. Like some people that don't eat sushi a lot, they will tell me, yo, I go to this all-you-can-eat thing. Like, I mean, it's all right, like, but I like to go to those places that is kind of like, the food is really fresh, man. Like, the fish is super fresh, you know. You can taste it. You can taste that flavor. And I eat all types of stuff when I go there. Like, I'll eat, like, sea urchin. You know, I'll eat stuff like that. Toro, fatty tuna, the belly of the tuna. Like, that's super expensive. Sometimes, like, $15 for a damn slice of that. Like, one slice of that tuna. But, man, the flavor, man, it's like, it's incredible, man. The flavor is incredible. Getting hungry now. G-Man 315 writes, am I picking up the Champ Pack? I hope to. I definitely hope to get one of them. I like the white pair, but I seen new pictures of the black colorway, and I kind of like those too, but I'm not getting both because that's $500. I need to budget myself more because I'm spending way too much money this year. Next we got from Brian. He writes, with all the colorways dropping, do you think that Jordan brand watered down the market? Definitely. Way too many colorways. Way too many Jordan lows. They need to chill, man. Too much. But they're making money. They're selling. And even if they go on clearance and they go in those outlet stores, they're still making a ton of money off them because those sneakers don't cost that much to make. I skipped a couple of questions because I already kind of spoke about it. Shout out to Him Got Soul and a few others. Next we got from Jay Miller. He writes, what's my opinion on the new Pantone Retros given the fact you own some of the original premium suede pairs? They are actually nubuck, those Pantone samples. The shade is way lighter. It's not as dark as what's releasing now. It's a darker shade. So that's like the whole thing. If you see the review on my Pantone 9 Low, I talk about that in that. So definitely check that out. Lewis Film Critic writes, do you think Bernie should leave the Democratic race or stay in? I don't think he has a chance, but I would vote for Bernie. That's who I was gonna vote for. But I seen a report that he is not leaving the race. I don't understand why people would vote for Hillary or Trump, because they both have such negative stuff attached to them, from them flip-flopping to the pure ignorance from Trump talking about Mexicans. Like, to me, that's disgusting. Like, we live in America where it's like you have like a fruit punch, of people, different races, all mixed together in the United States. And the things that he says about Mexicans at times, it just seems foul, and I don't like to see any minority being like called out, kind of like, you cannot be the president and talk the way he's talking. I feel like he needs to show a little more respect and say things properly, or else he should not be the president, Trump. He's got a lot of great ideas, and he's got some ideas also that I'm not a fan of, but you cannot be the president talking the way you talk. Like, I don't like the way he disrespected Mexicans. I feel it's terrible. I feel like it's really wrong. Like, if you're going to call out, any kind of race like that, it's just inappropriate. It's really inappropriate. And as I said, this is America, where you have so many different races together, and I feel like all this going on lately, I feel like there's a lot of racial tension, like, in the world. And I feel like if you look like 5 years ago, it wasn't as bad as it is now. And it's supposed to be getting better, And I also feel like the media is kind of pumping that too for stories at the same time, So it's a conversation where, we could talk about this for hours, and I got no one to ping pong back and forth with about this, but I like Bernie. I really like Bernie a lot. I think that he's a good representation of America, and that's why I would vote for him. But I don't think he is gonna win. Also, Lewis writes, do I see Kevin Hart's shoes blowing up? Absolutely not, as far as blowing up as it being like a super popular shoe where you got people lining up for him. But I could see it doing well as a shoe to work out in. He's in great shape, Kevin Hart. He works out like crazy. If you follow all of his social media, he puts in a lot of work. So, salute to Kevin Hart. And he's a talented guy, man. He's really funny. And for him to get his own sneakers is incredible. It's like really awesome. I posted on my blog, thesneakeraddict.com, this story, and you should definitely check it out, of him roasting MJ, Michael Jordan, at an event, at this charity event. It's a really funny story. Check it out over at my blog, thesneakeraddict.com, where Kevin Hart's talking about how he thinks Michael Jordan is mad at him because he was making fun of the way he wears his pants and whatnot, looking all old, and it's very funny. Check that out. E. Price the King writes, how do you compare this year to 2 years ago as far as big releases? It's basically the same shit to me. I don't see much of a difference, except the fact that a lot of general releases are just sitting on the shelves between last year and this year. It's all the same shit. People want the shoes that are going to resell for a lot of money, so they're going to fly off the shelves. And people are just being more pickier on what to buy because there's always a new sneaker releasing. They're flooding the market. But people that are resellers are smart for the most part. The ones that really resell, that are buying, hundreds of pairs of shoes and flipping them. Not the small fries out there that, buy a pair here and there and flip them for like $20-$30. That's just the way it is, like, with this market. Like, they're flooding it out. But the people that are really on point, they know what to buy, what not to buy as far as a resale. Next, we got from Daddy Daniel. He writes, do you or would you resell a sneaker? I've resold a sneaker before because it was stupid for me not to. I resold a pair of those Gamma 12s because I had offered like $400 for them from some guy who was like, yo, I want those, I'll give you $400. I wore them too. He was like, please, I need those. So I gave them to him. And he paid me $400 for them. So, like, if someone offers me money for a shoe, I will sell it to them if it's some ridiculous amount of money. Why the hell wouldn't I? But I'm not going out of my way to resell my shoes just because that's not why I'm into this. Like, I'm into this because I love, like, buying and wearing sneakers, and I love the art and the culture and the history. I'm a big history buff. That's why I like a lot of basketball retros. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, I'm not in it to make money. Like, that's not my thing, But, I would sell a shoe, for the right price. If someone's going to offer me something ridiculous, like I think I paid $170, $180 or something like that for those Gamma 12s, whatever retail was. I'm not going to say no if it's like a ridiculous price. Like, here, take it, I'll probably get another pair, That's just like common sense. It would be pure stupidity for me not to, it's just an object. It's not like someone's offering me money to like sell my dog or my cat or something. Then I would tell you no, like there's no money in the world for that. But an object, that's why as much as some people think I'm like very materialistic, at the same time I'm not, because like anything can go, like as far as materials. Like I care more about like my family, my friends, my dogs, cats, like stuff like that, you know what I mean? Things that have a heartbeat versus like objects, Anything can go with objects. And we got more questions from Lewis Film Critic. I don't mind, I love it, because they're good questions. You're a big Star Wars fan. How do you feel about John Boyega getting such a strong lead as a minority? I think it's cool, man. I mean, anytime you see any actor coming up, that's young and gifted and talented, I love it. And I think he got a great future ahead of him. And he also writes, am I excited for Rogue One? No, not at all. I think Rogue One looks like a stupid made-for-DVD movie. There's one point where you see dude hitting the stormtrooper with a stick. I mean, come on, dude. A stick? Like, this is like me thinking of like the Ewoks, which even though I love the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi, when they're like beating up the stormtroopers with sticks, like that was so unreal. But I do, at the same time, love the Ewoks, even though some people hated them. They thought they were corny, and it was just like a stunt to like market like for the children. I didn't like the trailer. That girl, the lead role, I thought she was kind of just like Disney-like. That whole rebel line. Some people liked it. To me, it just reminded me of something like on Disney. It didn't have a Star Wars vibe. People are like, oh, it's not supposed to be like regular Star Wars with the lightsabers and all that. Like, it's just, I think they should throw that movie in the garbage. I'm going to be 100% honest. Put a movie out on like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, some dope like that, That would be sick. Like, not this rogue shit. This was a reach, and they should scrap it. Next, we got from The Real Bundy, writes, what's my thoughts on Curry woman losing it and bashing the NBA on Twitter? Yeah, she totally lost it, man. She was kind of making it out to be like, the NBA is like fixed and this and that. And people have said that in the past, but the thing is, the game was like an obvious blowout. They were getting their asses handed to them, and yes, there was bad calls, but it wasn't like it was a close game. Like I was saying in the beginning of the podcast, it wasn't a close game. So you can't go there. You can't say this was fixed, this, down, the third. Yeah, he got some shitty fouls called on him, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter. They were losing the fucking game. They were not winning that game. There was no point there was a little point in time where it looked like they could be coming back. When Clay started heating up in the third quarter, I think it was, Clay was beginning to heat up. But besides that, man, that game was like the Cavs all day, man. They killed that shit. So you can't even go there. Like, she was just salty as hell, riding for her hubby. And that's dope, man. I appreciate a woman riding for their husband. Like, even if they're wrong, like, that shit is hot to me. That's dope. Like, that's the type of chick you marry. Like she don't even give a shit. Like, she's just gonna be riding. But at the end of the day, she totally wasn't making any sense. That's just my opinion. Chris writes, what's my thoughts on the Penguins winning the Stanley Cup? Guys, please don't hate me, but I do not watch hockey. I don't think I've ever watched one game of hockey. Actually, I think I did when I was a kid. I used to watch the Rangers or the Islanders, like, on my block. Like, there was, like, a couple of families that were into that. So as a kid, I'd watch it just because I'd be, like, forced to watch it because they were into it. But I'm not a hockey guy. Only time you'll see me watch hockey is if there's a fight and people are like, you gotta see this. At, like, if I'm at a bar or like a pub or something hanging out, or if I'm watching Sports Center or something, but that's about it. Next we got from Ree the Sun God writes, thoughts on Eddie Wong. I think you guys should do a collab on something. I've watched him before, man. He's hella funny. He's cool. I liked him on that food show on MTV too. That was really funny. Where they go through like stuff at the grocery store, like random shit, and they have to cook stuff up. I forgot what that show was called, but I liked it. And he's a cool dude. He seems like a real cool dude. But I don't know if he knows who the hell I am. This guy got his own TV shows now. Cameron, I know Cameron does like the intro to his shit. So you're talking about someone who's way famous, and then me, who's just, I am what I am. I'm just grinding. We'll say it like that. I'm grinding. Next we got from E. Price the King, LeBron James, he writes. And, I guess this was an hour ago he wrote this. So, he's excited about the whole situation with LeBron playing awesome. And LeBron gotta be tough, man. Like, you seen how his face was when he rejected Steph Curry and he said something to him. I don't know what he said. I wish I knew what he said, but he was like awesome. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. And he looked at him, he flexed on him like, that's the LeBron that needs to be there next game, man. Game 7, we need that LeBron. Like, that LeBron is fucking awesome. Like, like, not that LeBron that's always just pulling up from the three-pointer and it's like, he's either hitting it or not. Like, go in that paint and block them shots and be aggressive, like, be a fucking beast, on that court, I love that shit. I fucking love that shit. And then to close it all out, this guy Pete Billy responded to the dude Chris who asked me about hockey. Writes, no one gives a shit about hockey apparently. That's not true, but I really don't give a shit about hockey. But maybe I just haven't gave hockey a chance. Maybe I need to give hockey a chance. So who knows? Maybe I'll watch a game of hockey. I heard hockey games are awesome to see live. Maybe I need to get some hockey tickets. So anyone got that plug for them hockey tickets? Holla at me, man. Maybe I'll go to a hockey game. And that concludes today's podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you thought of it. And make sure you're following my Twitter over at Team DJ Delz. Unfortunately, I can't have DJ Delz because someone has it already. And they don't even post nothing on it. But they took DJ Delz and I can't get it for some reason because they have it. I keep hitting up Instagram, but they are not fucking with me with letting me have DJ Delz. So it's Team DJ DELZ. Team DJ Delz. Follow me on Instagram. When I post the Q&A, I always usually do it now once or twice before I do the podcast. So, if you missed out on seeing the first post, you can get on there on the second one. And I'll try to do another podcast soon, depending on the response of this one. Hopefully this one gets out there more. And if you didn't listen to the last one, make sure to do so. There'll be a playlist, I'm sure, somewhere. You'll be able to check that out. As far as sneaker releases, go to the blog, thesneakeraddict.com for your sneaker news. Thesneakeraddict.com. Updated morning, noon, and night like clockwork. And on the weekends, I always post what's releasing. Not even on the weekends, every day. I post what is releasing as far as even the links so that you can be helped with getting these shoes. Go follow my Twitter, which is The Sneak Addict. The Sneak Addict. Not The Sneaker Addict. It was too long, so I had to take the ER out. Twitter.com/The Sneak Addict. Follow that. We'll always try to give you guys heads up on what's releasing, restocks. I've helped tons of people with restocks. Great deals. Sneakers under retail. I was able to get a lot of people Aqua 8s for way under retail. Follow all my social networks. Snapchat, which is DJ Delz. I always am snapping. So follow that, I'm putting stuff out there, man, on my Snapchat. So make sure you follow my Snapchat, which is DJ Delz. I was live on Periscope for about I would say 45 minutes yesterday. Follow my Periscope, which is DJ Delz. And I'm trying to be as active as possible, guys. So, just follow all the social networks. And please show that support. If you're listening on iTunes especially, please rate this. If you're not checking me out on iTunes, check me out on iTunes. Look in the description boxes. I'll put information where you can listen to me. Subscribe to the shows, whether you're on iTunes or on SoundCloud, or maybe even this may be playing on YouTube. Whatever the case may be, just show that support, because I need that support to keep going. Like, for real. I really need that. You guys show that support, I'll keep rocking. I hope I kept you guys entertained. Let me know. Tweet me. Leave your comments. I'm out of here. I keep saying the same damn stuff. With that said, we out.